Have you ever wondered why we're always waiting for something else to be happy? Why we keep thinking, once I get that job, once I earn more money, once people understand me, then I'll be happy. But when that moment comes, why do we still feel something's missing? Have you noticed how quickly time is passing? One day, it's Monday. The next moment, it's already the weekend. A whole year goes by, and we don't even remember how it slipped through our hands. Where did those happy moments go? Do we even live them? Or are we too busy chasing the next thing? Why do we spend so much of our happy life thinking about problems that haven't even happened yet? Or people who don't even care about us? Why do we give so much space in our hearts to things that don't deserve it? A young boy once got a new toy. He was so excited, he played with it all day. But the next day, he left it in a corner and said he wanted something better. His father smiled and said, "Life is not about getting more. It's about enjoying what you already have." But the boy didn't understand, just like many of us don't. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we share timeless truths from Buddhist wisdom to help you live with more peace, joy, and meaning. If you've ever felt that life is slipping away without you fully living it, this video is for you. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please, don't just watch silently. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your one click really supports us to create more powerful content for your beautiful life. In this video series, you'll uncover how to protect your inner peace, stop wasting joyful moments, and live a happy life without needing more. Buddhism teaches that happiness is not in the next thing. It's in this breath, this moment, this simple life we often ignore. So sit back, listen slowly. Let this wisdom settle deep within. Your happy life is not in the future. It's right here. Don't let it go unnoticed. The illusion of more. Why chasing keeps you empty. My dear one, sit with me. No need to rush. No need to prove anything. You have come far, and that is enough for now. Let me tell you something simple. Something real. We all think, if I get more, I'll be happier. More success. More money. More respect. More love. More likes, more attention, more. But the truth is, this is a never-ending road. A road that makes you walk forever, but never arrive anywhere. Have you noticed this? The moment you get something you once prayed for, just after some time, your heart starts looking for something else. The new phone becomes old. The new job becomes stressful. The praise fades. The love cools. Why? Because the mind has been trained to chase, not to rest. Even a thirsty man in a desert can become sick if all he drinks is salt water. That's how chasing works. The more you drink from it, the more your thirst grows. The Buddha saw this very deeply. He called this constant hunger tanha, craving. It doesn't just mean desire. It means a burning, restless thirst. And this thirst does not end by fulfilling it. It ends by understanding it. You see, most of the things we run after, they're like shadows. They move as we move. We think we're close, but when we reach out, they disappear. Have you ever chased your shadow in the evening sun? You run, but it runs faster. It is the same with chasing happiness through things. Let me give you a small story. There was a man who kept digging for water. He would dig 5 feet here, 3 feet there, 7 feet at another place. He did this for years, but he never found water. Why? Because he never dug deep enough in one place. But there was another man, a poor farmer. He chose one spot. He trusted it. He dug deep, steady, every day. Finally, he struck water. Now tell me, which one found what he was looking for? The first man represents the one who keeps changing his direction in life, always looking for something better. The second man, though simple, represents one who trusts the present moment, who digs deep inside, who stops running and starts sitting. This is the way of a wise one. Buddhism teaches us that more is not always better. Sometimes, more just means more confusion, more pressure, more noise. Real happiness doesn't come when you get what you want. It comes when you stop needing to get more. I know this goes against what the world tells you. The world tells you, upgrade, be the best, don't settle, keep moving. But Buddhism says pause, look within, settle down, be still, let the storm pass. The world outside may always say, you're not enough. But the silence inside you whispers, you already are. When you stop chasing, you start seeing. The tree in front of your house that you've never really looked at, the quiet tea you drink in the morning, the soft sunlight through your window. These small things, if you really see them, they're enough to make you smile without needing more. The trouble is not that we don't have enough joy. The trouble is that we don't notice it. We've been trained to ignore the now in search of the next. A wise monk once said, "The only thing stronger than desire is contentment." When you begin to appreciate what is, instead of longing for what is not, a soft peace starts to rise in your heart. And this peace is not flashy. It doesn't shout, but it's deep. It fills you. Let me ask you, do you really need more right now? Or do you just need to remember what you already have? Your breath is here. Your body is here. The sky is still blue. The wind is still free. You're alive. That's already a miracle. And even if everything is not perfect, everything doesn't need to be. That's just the story the mind keeps telling you. There is a great Buddhist truth that says, enough is a feast. Yes, if you feel that this moment is enough, you are richer than a king. But if you always feel it is not enough, no matter what you have, you'll feel poor. Now, you may say, "But Master, how do I stop wanting more?" I don't know how. That's okay. Don't try to stop the desire. Just see it. Watch it without getting pulled. The next time you feel restless, like you need more, just stop. Breathe. Ask gently, is this feeling true? Or is it just my old habit again? Many times, you will see, it's just a habit. A loop. Not a need. You don't have to fight your mind. Just be kind to it. Sit with it like an old friend who gets a little crazy sometimes. Slowly, you will find that the more you stop chasing, the more joy comes to sit beside you. It's like a butterfly. Try to catch it, and it flies away. Sit still, and it may land on your shoulder. Don't run after more. Invite peace in. You see, my dear one, the true miracle is not in the next thing you achieve. It's in the fact that you can smile now, without needing anything to change. This is not laziness. This is clarity. This is not giving up. This is waking up. Waking up from the illusion that one day will make us happy. That someone else will complete us. That something new will finally satisfy the heart. The Buddha didn't ask us to reject the world. He simply asked us to stop letting the world control our happiness. Use what you need. Live with what you love. But don't let your peace depend on what comes or goes. Let's stop here for today. Breathe. Smile. You don't need to do anything to be worthy of this moment. This moment is already enough. And so are you. Let that sink in. We will continue soon, but for now, just rest in the silence. There's nothing more to chase. There's only something to see clearly. And that something is already here. The mirror of mindfulness, seeing joy clearly. Come closer, sit quietly. Let's take a breath together. Just one slow breath. Do you feel it? That gentle air entering and leaving your body? That is life. That is the only moment you truly own. Everything else, your past, your worries, your plans, they're just thoughts floating like clouds in the sky. But this breath? This is real. Today, I want to talk to you about something very powerful. Something so simple that people often ignore it. And yet, it holds the key to a happy life. It's called mindfulness, the art of being truly present. Let me tell you a story. One day, a young man came to me, tired and angry. He said, "Master, my life is full of problems. I wake up with stress, I eat in a rush, I work like a machine, and I sleep with worries. I want peace. I want to be happy like you." I looked at him and smiled gently. I handed him a small bowl of tea and said, "Drink this slowly. Taste it. Feel the warmth. Be here with it." He looked confused but obeyed. As he drank, I said, "This is your answer." The boy laughed. "Tea? How does tea solve my problems?" I said, "Because you just did something rare. You were fully present. You weren't thinking about your office, your bank account, or your past mistakes. For those few sips, you were alive. That's the start of joy." Many people think happiness is a destination, something you'll reach one day, like the top of a mountain. But no, happiness is a way of walking, and mindfulness is the path. We often walk through life as if we are half asleep, eating without tasting, talking without listening, looking at nature without seeing. Our minds are always somewhere else. But Buddha taught us, when walking, walk. When eating, eat. When sitting, sit. This is not a puzzle. This is clarity. When you do one thing with full attention, you are free. You are home. Have you noticed? When we're mindful, even simple things become joyful. The sound of birds, the smell of food, the laughter of a child, the softness of your pillow. But when we are not present, even big things feel empty. A rich meal tastes like paper. A party feels like noise. A holiday feels like a waste. Why? Because our mind is not there. It's too busy chasing or regretting. Buddhism teaches us that suffering often comes from two things: grasping and resisting. We grasp what we don't have, and we resist what we do have. Mindfulness helps us stop both. It helps us just be with whatever is here. Let me share another story. There was a Zen monk who swept the floor every morning. A student asked, "Why do you clean it every day? It looks clean already." The monk said, "I do not sweep the floor. I sweep my mind." That is mindfulness. Every action, if done with presence, cleans the dust of confusion from your heart. Think of your mind like a mirror. When it is dusty, you cannot see clearly. You don't see people as they are. You don't see life as it is. You only see your thoughts, your worries, your fears. But when you clean that mirror with mindfulness, everything becomes clear. You stop reacting. You start understanding. Sometimes someone says something small, and you feel hurt for hours. Why? Not because of their words, but because your mind was already wounded. Mindfulness shows you those wounds. It helps you heal. It teaches you to watch your feelings instead of becoming them. Let's practice a moment of mindfulness together. Sit still. Place your hands softly in your lap. Close your eyes if you wish. Now breathe in and out. Notice how your chest rises and falls. If a thought comes, that's okay. Just watch it pass by like a leaf on a river. Come back to your breath. Stay here now. How do you feel? A little lighter? A little clearer? This is not magic. This is your natural state. It just gets hidden under noise. Mindfulness removes the noise. Mindfulness is not only for quiet moments. It is for everyday life. When you're brushing your teeth, be with your teeth. When you're talking to someone, listen with your heart, not just your ears. When you're walking, feel your feet touch the earth. This is how you turn simple moments into treasures. Many people say, "I don't have time to meditate." But I tell them, don't make mindfulness a separate task. Make it part of your life. You can be mindful while cooking, while waiting in traffic, even while washing dishes. Don't wait for peace. Bring peace into each action. Do you know why people feel so empty, even with so much around them? Because they're never really where they are. The body is in one place, but the mind is in 10. This gap creates suffering. Mindfulness closes that gap. One more story for you. A farmer once asked the Buddha, "Can you help me solve my problems?" The Buddha said, "I cannot help you with all your problems. You will always have 83 of them: death, sickness, loss, change. But I can help you with the 84th problem." The man asked, "What is that?" The Buddha said, "The problem of thinking you should not have problems." Mindfulness helps us stop fighting with life. It helps us accept what is, not with weakness, but with wisdom. When we stop wasting energy on resistance, we have more strength for joy. Joy is not loud. It's not in the spotlight. It's in the quiet places. A warm cup in your hand, a kind word, the sound of your own breathing, but only if you're there to notice it. So remember this: you don't have to chase happiness. You just have to return to the present moment. It is always waiting for you, like a loyal friend, like the sun behind the clouds. Always there, just hidden, and mindfulness is the key to uncover it. Be kind to yourself. Don't rush. Life is not a race. It's a dance. You don't dance to finish. You dance to feel every step. In the same way, mindfulness is not about achieving something. It's about living each moment completely. Tomorrow may bring challenges. Yesterday may hold regrets. But today, this breath, this is a gift. Use it well. See it clearly. Live it fully. And that, my friend, is how you stop wasting your happy life. Not by changing everything around you, but by changing how you see it. By using the mirror of mindfulness, you start to see the joy that was always there. Stay still. Breathe deeply. Smile softly. You're already home. The art of letting go before life lets go of you. Let me tell you something very quietly, very gently, because wisdom only enters when the heart is calm. Life is always changing. People change. Emotions shift. Even the body that carries you grows old, slowly, day by day. And yet, most people live as if everything will stay the same forever. They hold on tightly to their past, to their pain, to their pride. But let me ask you, what are you really holding? Imagine you're holding a rope, and on the other side of that rope is something you don't want to lose. Maybe a person, maybe a dream, maybe a mistake that happened long ago. You hold tight, but slowly, the rope burns your hand. It hurts, yet you don't let go, because letting go feels like losing. But my child, sometimes letting go is not loss, it is healing. In Buddhist practice, we are taught something very simple, but very deep. Everything that arises also passes. This is called anicca, impermanence. Nothing stays. And the more you try to keep things the way they are, the more you suffer. Pain comes not because things change, but because we resist the change. The river flows. You can flow with it, or you can stand in the middle and be pushed around by the current. I once knew an old monk who lived in a small hut near the forest. Every morning, he would sweep the ground outside with care, even though dry leaves kept falling. One day I asked him, "Why do you sweep again and again when you know the leaves will keep falling?" He smiled and said, "Because peace is not in keeping the ground clean. Peace is in accepting the falling. Letting go is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Every morning, we let go of yesterday. Every breath, we let go of the last. If you don't learn to release what is gone, you carry it like stones in your heart. Some carry broken friendships. Some carry guilt. Others carry fear of what's next. But the Buddha said, drop it. Drop the past. Drop the future. This moment is enough. People often think that letting go means becoming cold, uncaring, or detached. But that's not true. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving someone. It means you stop clinging to what they used to be. It means you stop expecting them to fill your emptiness. You allow things to be as they are, not as you wish them to be. Sometimes you must let go of people who once meant the world to you. Not because they are bad, but because they no longer walk the same path. It hurts, yes, but growth often feels like pain before it feels like peace. Letting go means you respect their journey, and you respect yours. Think of the lotus. It blooms from the mud, untouched by it. In the same way, you must bloom from your past, not stay stuck in it. What has happened, happened. Can you breathe in and say gently to yourself, I allow it to go? There was once a traveler who carried a heavy bag full of stones. Every town he entered, he felt tired, angry, and bitter. One day he asked a wise man, why is life so hard? The wise man pointed to his bag and said, why do you carry this? The traveler replied, because it's mine. The wise man said, but does it help you walk? The traveler looked at the bag for a long time, then slowly put it down. For the first time, he walked freely. He smiled. You, too, are carrying bags of your own. Maybe it's shame. Maybe it's worry. Maybe it's old love that never returned. But none of it helps you move forward. Let it down. Walk light. The Buddha once said, attachment is the root of suffering. This does not mean we should not love. It means we should love without fear, live without clinging, smile without depending. If someone stays, be grateful. If someone leaves, let them go with kindness. Your peace should never depend on someone else's presence. Letting go also includes our own image, this idea of who I am. Some think they must always be strong. Some think they must always be right. Some pretend to be happy when they're broken inside. But the path of Buddhism is a path of truth. And truth starts when you say, this is what I'm carrying, and I'm ready to put it down. Sometimes we even need to let go of dreams that no longer serve our soul. We chase them because they once made us feel alive. But if a dream no longer brings you peace, maybe it's time to release it. Space is needed in the heart for new light to enter. There's a deep silence that enters the heart once you stop holding on so tightly. You start to breathe better, sleep deeper, Smile softer. You feel alive in the present, not imprisoned by the past. That is the real reward of letting go. Not that life becomes easier, but that you become lighter. Letting go is also trust. Trust that life is unfolding as it should. Trust that even loss has something to teach. Trust that emptiness is not the end. It is the beginning of something new. When you let go, you do not fall. You rise. Every tree lets go of its leaves in autumn, not because it has given up, but because it knows new leaves will come. Trust your seasons. Trust your cycles. There is a wisdom in every ending. Something must end for something else to begin. So, today, ask yourself, what am I still holding on to that is holding me back? Is it a grudge? A mistake? A version of yourself you've outgrown? Ask gently. Then begin the practice, not all at once, but breath by breath. With each exhale, loosen your grip. And as you let go, notice how peace walks in slowly, like sunlight entering a quiet room. You were not born to carry everything. You were born to be free. The Buddha walked barefoot across countries, with only a bowl in his hand. But his heart was full. Why? Because he owned nothing but peace. You can live like that too. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to prove anything. Just let go and return to the present. That is where your happy life is waiting. Not a next thing, not a holding on, but finally, lovingly letting go. Let the leaves fall. Let the wind blow. Let the seasons change. But let your heart remain open. Empty hands are ready to receive. Let your soul become light. The journey is easier that way. Desire's trap, escaping the endless craving. Ah, my dear listener, sit down. Let the air around you settle. Feel your breath go in and come out. Let's talk today about something very quiet, yet very dangerous. Something that lives in every heart, no matter how rich or poor. Something that tricks us with sweet promises, yet slowly steals our peace. It is called desire. Desire is not just wanting food when we are hungry. No, it is the constant itch that says this is not enough. The small voice that whispers, just a little more, and then you'll be happy. But that voice never stops, does it? Today it says you need a better phone. Tomorrow it says you need someone to love you more. And the day after, it says you need respect, recognition, fame, a bigger house, a thinner body, a smarter mind. More, more, more. This is how desire works. It makes you think that happiness is always hiding just around the corner. So you start chasing. You run and run. But the strange thing is, you never arrive. A long time ago, the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and looked deep into the human heart. What did he find? That the root of all suffering is tanha, craving, wanting what we don't have, and fearing we'll lose what we do have. This is the fire that burns quietly inside us, making us restless. We want what others have. We want what we imagine. And even when we get it, we want to keep it forever. But nothing lasts forever. Now listen carefully. There was a farmer who had a beautiful horse. One day, the horse ran away. The neighbor said, "What bad luck." The farmer said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returned with 3 wild horses. The neighbor said, "What good luck." The farmer said, "Maybe." A week later, the farmer's son broke his leg trying to ride one of the wild horses. Again they said, "Such bad luck." And again he said, "Maybe." Days later, the army came to take all young men to war, but they left his son because of the broken leg. Now you see, what we chase and call good or bad may not be what it seems. Desire blinds us. It makes us label everything too quickly. Desire has a way of turning small joys into disappointments. You see a cake. You imagine how tasty it must be. You finally get it. The first bite is sweet, but the fifth, it's just sugar. The mind already starts looking for something else. Something better. This is not a problem of the cake. It's a problem of the mind that keeps wanting new. Now ask yourself, how much energy have you spent in life wanting things? Clothes, phones, jobs, relationships. Were they bad? No. But did they give you the peace you expected? Or did they just lead to more wanting? Desire often wears a beautiful mask. It says, "I'm your goal. I'm your dream. Chase me." But once you reach it, it removes the mask and shows another desire behind it. And another. and another, like a mountain made of fog. No matter how high you climb, you never find the top. Even in spiritual practice, this desire hides. Some people say, I want to meditate so I can feel peaceful, but that's still desire, wanting a result. True meditation is when you sit with no goal, just awareness, just this moment. Desire is not only in things, it's in how we think. Now, I tell you a small Zen story. A young man went to a Zen master and said, Master, I want to be free. The master said, Who is tying you? The man said, No one, but I feel stuck. The master replied, Then stop creating the rope. That rope is desire. We tie ourselves every day with thoughts like, I need to be better. I should have more. Others are ahead of me. I'll be happy when. All these are ropes. And the one holding them is your own mind. So, how do we escape this endless trap? We don't fight desire. We don't hate it. We understand it. The Buddha taught the middle path. Not too much, not too little. Enjoy life, yes, but don't become a slave to it. Eat the sweet fruit, but know it will finish. Love deeply, but know everything changes. Live with appreciation, not attachment. When desire arises, pause. Take a breath. Ask, do I really need this? Or, am I just trying to fill a hole inside? That pause, that awareness, that is freedom. Over time, the fire of craving burns smaller. Peace grows. Let me tell you, peace is not loud. It doesn't shout like desire. It sits silently in the corner, waiting for you to notice it. When you stop chasing, you finally see it. Some people think giving up desire means giving up life. No, it means seeing life clearly, without the fog. It means enjoying what you have without the pain of wanting more all the time. A Zen monk once said, Before enlightenment, I was sad when I had nothing. After enlightenment, I was happy with the same nothing. That is the real treasure. The happiness that doesn't depend on getting. The joy that doesn't vanish when things change. Today, ask yourself, what is it I keep running after? And more importantly, what am I running from? Because sometimes desire is just a distraction from sitting still with yourself. And in that stillness, there is a truth you've been avoiding. But that truth can set you free. The trap of desire is strong, but awareness is stronger. With each mindful breath, you loosen the rope. With each present moment, you take a step outside the prison. So don't be afraid to want less. Don't be afraid to slow down. What you're really looking for is already inside you. And once you find it, you'll realize you are never missing anything. You are just looking in the wrong direction. This, my dear listener, is how you stop wasting your happy life. Not by chasing the next, but by awakening to the now. And that is enough. Simplicity is the seed of real happiness. You have come far in this journey, and now it is time to sit under the gentle shade of simplicity. Let me tell you a truth that sounds too small for the modern world, but it holds a mountain of wisdom. Simplicity is not about having less. It is about needing less. There's a difference, and it's very important. A person may have many things, but still be simple. Another may have very little, yet carry great confusion and desire inside. You see, when we were children, happiness was found in small things. A stone, a smile, a story. We did not need much. But as we grew older, our needs grew faster than our wisdom. Now, our mind is always full of thoughts, comparisons, regrets, dreams. It is overflowing, but not with peace. In Buddhism, there's a saying, the fool seeks more. The wise seek less, because less brings clarity. It brings space. And in that space, the heart can breathe again. There was once a monk who lived in a small hut by the forest. One day, a visitor came and said, "Your life is so plain. Don't you want more comfort?" The monk smiled and said, "And your life seems so full. Don't you want more peace?" The visitor was silent. You see, the monk wasn't against comfort. He just understood something deeper. That real comfort is not outside. It is when the mind is quiet, the body is free, and the heart is light. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you sat alone, without a phone, without noise, without trying to do something? Just sat like a tree sits? If you have done this even once, you know the deep silence that arises. And in that silence, happiness is not loud. It's not exciting. It's gentle, like the feeling of a breeze passing through your fingers. It asks for nothing, yet gives everything. The modern world teaches us to collect clothes, gadgets, money, praise. But the Buddha taught the opposite. Empty your cup, because when your cup is already full of opinions, fear, and expectations, no truth can enter. But if you empty it, just even a little, suddenly wisdom has space to arrive. There's an old Zen story. A scholar came to a master and asked to be taught Zen. The master served him tea. He kept pouring even after the cup was full. The scholar shouted, "Stop! It's overflowing." The master said, "Yes, like your mind. How can I teach you Zen unless you empty your cup? Now, let's come closer to our own lives. Look at your room. Look at your schedule. Look at your thoughts. Are they crowded? Are they filled with things that no longer serve you?" Simplicity doesn't ask you to give up everything. It only asks you to ask yourself, why am I holding on to this? If the answer is fear, comparison, or habit, then maybe it's time to let it go. In the teachings of the Buddha, one of the greatest sources of suffering is attachment. We become attached not only to people, but to ideas, possessions, and even pain. Yes, even pain. We keep carrying the same old memories, the same old arguments, the same old guilt. Why? Because we are used to them. Simplicity means not only cleaning your home, but also your heart. Buddhist monks often live with only a bowl, a robe, and slippers. Not because they hate comfort, but because they want to make space for compassion, mindfulness, and joy. Now ask yourself, how many things have you bought that brought only momentary joy, but long-term stress? How many choices have you made just to please others, instead of choosing what brings you peace? Simplicity is not about becoming poor. It is about becoming rich within. You don't need to travel the world to be amazed. You don't need 10 friends to feel loved. You don't need new clothes every week to feel valuable. When a mind is quiet, even one flower can bring more joy than a whole city. Let us take an example from nature. A river flows freely because it is simple. It does not carry rocks. It does not argue with the land. It finds its way quietly. When we are simple, we too flow more naturally. We stop resisting everything. We stop competing all the time. We just are, and that's enough. One of the great Zen masters once said, sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes and the grass grows by itself. This is the power of a simple life. You don't need to fight every moment. You simply need to be in the right soil, remove the weeds of stress, and life blooms. So how do we start? Not by doing something extreme. Start small. One less item on your to-do list. One quiet walk without music. One evening without social media. One shelf in your room that is clean and empty. Slowly, slowly, you will feel lighter. Buddhism reminds us again and again, everything we chase is temporary. What stays is awareness. Simplicity makes awareness easier. The more you remove from your life, the more clearly you see what matters. Remember, a crowded house cannot invite peace. A busy mind cannot welcome calm. A heart filled with need cannot feel gratitude. If you truly want to stop wasting your happy life, begin by making it simple. Don't let the world trick you. Work does not mean better. A simple meal eaten mindfully brings more joy than a feast eaten in a rush. A single genuine friendship gives more warmth than dozens of shallow ones. One quiet moment in the morning can change your whole day. There's a great power in walking away from noise. When you choose simplicity, you're telling the world, I know what truly matters. You're no longer running, chasing, comparing. You're just being, and that is the greatest freedom. Let today be the day you look around and ask, what can I remove to create more space in my life? Not just physical space, but emotional space, spiritual space. When the heart is uncluttered, love enters. When the mind is still, clarity shines. When life is simple, joy is natural. So sit with this truth. Let it settle inside you. Maybe today you don't need more. Maybe you just need less. And in that less you will find everything. This is the way of the Buddha. This is the way of peace. This is the seed of real happiness. Now close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel how little you truly need to be at peace. And that is the most beautiful life. Time is life. Buddhist wisdom on the moments we waste. Dear friend, sit with me for a moment and let us talk about something very precious. Time. Time is not just the ticking of a clock or the turning of days. Time is life itself. Every moment that passes is a moment of your life passing. It is a treasure you hold, yet many of us treat it like it is endless, like it will never run out. But this is not true. Imagine a small, beautiful vase. This vase holds all the water you will ever have in your life. Every sip you take, every drop that flows out, is a moment of your life spent. Once the water is gone, the vase is empty. You cannot refill it. This is how your time is. Once a moment is gone, it does not come back. No matter how much you wish, no matter how hard you try, that moment is lost forever. Many people live their lives as if they have all the time in the world. They plan for tomorrow, the next year, or even the distant future, but forget the gift of this very moment. They get caught up in worries about what could happen or regrets about what has already happened. Their minds race, but their hearts do not feel the beauty of the present. In Buddhism, the awareness of time is very important. The Buddha taught us that life is impermanent, meaning everything changes and nothing lasts forever. This includes your youth, your health, your loved ones, and yes, your time. This knowledge should not make us afraid, but wise. It should make us value each breath, each step, and each smile. When we understand that time is limited, we begin to see the value of the present moment. The moment right now is the only one that truly exists. The past is gone. The future is not here yet. The present is where life happens, where happiness is found, and where peace can grow. So how do we stop wasting our time? The first step is to become mindful. Mindfulness means paying full attention to what you are doing, feeling, and experiencing right now. When you eat, eat fully, taste each bite. When you walk, walk slowly and feel your feet touch the ground. When you breathe, notice the air moving in and out of your body. In this way, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. A simple walk is no longer just exercise. It becomes a dance with life. A meal is no longer just food. It becomes a moment of gratitude and joy. Time stretches, and you feel fuller, richer. Another reason we waste time is because of distraction. Our minds jump from one thought to another. We scroll endlessly on phones, watch meaningless videos, or worry about things that don't matter. These distractions steal our time and take us away from the present. The Zen Master says, learn to watch your mind. When you catch yourself drifting, gently bring your attention back to now. Like a child learning to walk, it takes practice, but with patience, it becomes natural. The Buddha also taught about right effort. This means putting your energy into what truly matters. Ask yourself, what are the things in my life that bring real happiness and peace? Is it sitting quietly in nature, helping others, or simply being kind? Focus your time and energy on those things. Let go of habits and activities that drain your life force. There's a story of a farmer who had a precious field. Instead of caring for it, he left it untended, allowing weeds to take over. When the time came to harvest, there was nothing to gather. Your time is like that field. If you fill it with distractions, worries, and endless desires, it will be empty when you need it most. The Zen Master invites you to live with intention. Intention means living with purpose and awareness. Before you start your day, ask yourself, how will I use my time today? What small act of kindness? What moment of joy? What breath of peace will I embrace? When you live with intention, time becomes your friend, not your enemy. We also forget that time spent with others is a gift. Many of us say, I'll spend time with family tomorrow, or I will call my friend next week. But tomorrow is uncertain. Life is fragile. The Buddha reminds us to cherish those we love now. A smile, a gentle word, or a shared silence can make time blossom into happiness. Sometimes, we think that being busy means we are using our time well. But being busy can be a trap, a way to avoid facing ourselves. The Zen Master teaches that it is not about doing more, but being more. Being fully present in whatever you do, whether it is washing dishes or having a conversation, brings meaning to your time. There is no need to rush. The rushing mind misses the music of life. Slow down, breathe, and feel each moment as a gift. When you do this, even the hardest tasks become bearable. Even moments of pain or sadness carry lessons. Remember also the power of rest. The Buddha taught that rest is not wasted time. Rest renews the body and calms the mind. Without rest, your time becomes empty and exhausting. Honor your need to pause, reflect, and simply be. In your daily life, try this simple practice. At the start of each hour, pause and take 3 deep breaths. Feel your body, feel your heart. Remind yourself that this moment is precious and will never return. This small pause will help you bring your attention back and protect your time from slipping away. Sometimes, the thought of time passing can make us anxious. We fear death or loss. But the Zen Master says, accept the flow of life as a river. You cannot stop it, but you can learn to float with grace. Fear not the passing moments, but fear wasting them. In the end, time is the greatest teacher. It shows us what is important by what it takes away. When we lose time, we lose life. When we cherish time, we cherish life. So, dear friend, use your time wisely. Let go of worries that steal your moments. Be mindful of every breath and step, live with intention and love. Because your happy life is made up of these very moments right now. Living lightly, freeing yourself from the burden of others' opinions. So many people walk around every day carrying a heavy load. But this load is not on their back, not in their hands. It is inside their mind. What is this weight? It is the fear of what others think. Yes, that quiet fear, that hidden pressure, that constant feeling of, will they say if I do this? What will they think if I fail? Will they laugh at me? Will they approve? It's like living in a world full of mirrors, always checking your reflection, never feeling free to be yourself. But tell me, child, how long will you carry this burden? And more importantly, is it even yours to carry? A student once came to me and said, Master, I want to do something meaningful with my life, but I'm scared. My family will think I've lost my mind. My friends will judge me. Society will not accept it. I simply asked him, if you walk through a forest and the trees whisper about you, do you stop walking? He looked confused. No, he said, trees cannot harm me. I nodded slowly and said, then treat people's opinions like the wind in the trees. They may whisper, but they cannot touch your path unless you let them. You see, the Buddha taught that clinging brings suffering. And one form of clinging is attachment to how others see us. We want to be liked. We want to be respected. We want to be seen as successful, kind, spiritual, smart, humble. Even when we are tired, confused, or unsure. This constant pretending becomes a trap. You wake up every day and wear a mask. A mask for your parents. A mask for your coworkers. A mask for your followers on social media. Slowly, you forget who you are without these masks. But life is not a stage. You were not born to perform. In Buddhism, there's a term called Mara. Mara is not a demon with horns and fire. Mara is that voice in your head that says, you are not enough. They will laugh. They will reject you. Mara comes in many forms: comparison, fear, shame, ego. When you allow others' judgments to shape your actions, you are not living. You are reacting. You become a puppet controlled by invisible strings. So how can we cut those strings? The first step is to sit in silence. Every morning, take a few moments. Close your eyes. Breathe gently. Listen not to the world, but to your heart. Ask yourself, what do I really want today? Not what others want from you, but what your soul needs. Second, learn to pause before reacting. If someone criticizes you, don't immediately defend yourself. Take a breath. Understand, their words are a reflection of them, not of you. Just as a dirty mirror cannot reflect your clean face clearly, a troubled mind cannot see your light. Third, remember this truth. Everyone is busy thinking about themselves. Even those who judge you do it for a moment, then return to their own problems. You are not living in their mind as much as you believe. Their opinions are not permanent. Why should your suffering be? Let me tell you a short story. There was once a wise man who carried a clay pot with him everywhere. People laughed. They said, "Why do you carry that ugly pot?" Some mocked him, some called him mad. One day a rich man said, "If you throw this pot away, I'll give you gold." The wise man smiled and replied, "This pot carries water. It quenches my thirst. It serves me. It does not care who laughs, and neither do I." In time, people stopped mocking. Some even brought their own pots. The lesson? When you stop living to impress others, they either accept your truth or walk away. Both are blessings. One of the greatest freedoms in life is this: the freedom to be misunderstood. Yes, misunderstood. Not everyone needs to get you. Not everyone needs to agree with you. In fact, if everyone agrees with you, maybe you're not really being yourself. The Buddha was misunderstood. So are all great teachers, thinkers, artists, and souls who walk their own path. The moment you accept that some will not like you, not understand you, not support you, something magical happens. You feel light. You feel peaceful. You become real. Do not confuse silence with weakness. Sometimes, not defending yourself is strength. Do not confuse kindness with needing approval. You can be gentle and still not care what others think. Speak truth with compassion. Lie with honesty. But never let someone else's narrow view define your wide spirit. The birds do not sing only when people listen. The flowers do not bloom only if someone praises them. The river does not flow only if people clap. Nature does not wait for validation, and neither should you. What if today, just for one day, you stopped asking, "Will they like this?" and asked, "Do I like this?" What if you wore what you love, did what feels true, and spoke what is real for you? Yes, some people might not like it, but those who matter, they will feel your truth, and they will stay. In Zen, we say, when the mind is free, even the wind feels like music. That is how light life becomes when you stop living under the shadow of others' expectations. When the Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree, he faced Mara again and again. Not with anger, not with fear, but with awareness. He simply said, "I see you," and Mara disappeared. You too can do this. When fear rises, see it. When self-doubt speaks, see it. When the opinions of others feel loud, just smile gently and say, "I see you." That's enough. Life is short. This moment will not return. Don't waste it trying to be liked by everyone. Spend it being true to yourself. The ones meant for your journey will find you along the way. Not because you fit in, but because you stood strong. The ones who love the real you are waiting. But first, you must love the real you. Without approval, without applause, just pure, peaceful honesty. This is the joy of living lightly. This is the art of freedom. This is the way of the Buddha. And this, dear one, is your birthright. Let the masks fall. Let the wind pass. Walk gently. Walk freely. Your happy life begins where the fear of opinions ends. Presence over perfection. Living fully, not flawlessly. So many people in this world are chasing perfection. They want to be perfect in their work, in their body, in their relationships, in how others see them. But this constant running after being perfect is the very thing that steals away our joy. Perfection is like a shadow. You can see it, but you can never catch it. The Zen Master once said, "Don't polish the tile, thinking it will become a mirror. You can rub and rub a tile all your life, but it will never reflect your face like a mirror does." In the same way, if you keep trying to fix every little part of your life, thinking only then you will be happy, you'll wait forever. The real treasure is not in being perfect. It is in being present. Look around. The breeze touches your skin softly. The trees sway without worry. The sunlight falls on your face without asking for permission. None of these things are perfect, and yet they are complete. They exist in their full presence. Not trying to be more, just being. You see, people think being happy means everything should be in order. No problems, no mistakes, no pain. But happiness isn't about that. It's about being alive, even in the middle of the mess. It's about feeling your breath, even when your mind is racing. It's about tasting your food, even if the day was hard. That's presence. Many people miss their whole life waiting for the right moment to begin. They say, I'll enjoy after this exam, after this promotion, after I lose weight, after I prove myself. But time does not wait. Life does not pause. While we wait to be perfect, the present slips quietly out the back door. A Zen monk once dropped his bowl during morning tea. It cracked. Instead of getting upset, he held it in his hands, smiled, and said, now it has more stories to tell. That's presence. That's the beauty of imperfection. Nothing in nature is perfect, yet everything belongs. Your scars, your pain, your little failures, they're not proof that something is wrong with you. They're signs that you are living, that you are learning, that you are growing. Trying to hide your flaws all the time only makes your heart tired. But when you live openly, you breathe more freely. Let me tell you a small story. There was a woman who always cleaned her house like a machine. She would scream at her children for leaving their toys on the floor. She never smiled when she cooked because the vegetables weren't fresh enough. Her husband once asked, why are you always so tense? She said, because I want everything to be right. One day, she saw her little boy drawing on the wall with crayons. Her face turned red with anger. But then she looked closer. He had drawn a picture of her smiling. Under it, he had written, my happy mommy. In that moment, she broke down. She realized her child didn't need a perfect home. He needed her presence, her smile, her love. We must ask ourselves, are we living to impress others? Or are we living to feel the life in our own bones? Perfection is heavy. It's like carrying a stone in your heart. But presence is light. It's like holding a flower in your palm. One will exhaust you. The other will set you free. The Buddha never said, be perfect. He said, be awake. He taught us that every moment is new. Every breath is fresh. Every sunrise is a chance to begin again. You don't need to fix your whole life today. Just be here, fully, honestly, kindly. So many of our problems are born not because life is bad, but because we are not present in life. When we eat, we think about work. When we rest, we feel guilty. When we talk to someone, we're checking our phones. The mind is everywhere, but not here. Presence means choosing this moment, even if it is not perfect. It means accepting that this moment may have sadness or confusion or silence, but still choosing to meet it gently without fighting it. There's no need to pretend. There's no need to be someone else. When you walk, walk. When you breathe, breathe. When you listen, really listen. That is the true gift you can give yourself and others. Let go of the idea that you must always be strong, always be confident, always be smiling. That is not human. That is acting. The truth is, we all feel lost sometimes. We all feel unsure. And that's okay. The lotus grows in the mud, not in clear water. Your peace will not come from perfect conditions. It will come from your ability to stay kind and calm, even in muddy waters. A man once came to the Buddha and asked, I want to be happy. What should I do? The Buddha replied, first, remove the I, that is ego. Then remove the want, that is desire. All that's left is happiness. If we keep chasing, we lose what's already in our hands. But when we stop and look, we see we already have so much. A warm cup of tea, a friend who listens, a small walk in the evening breeze. These are not big things, but they are real. They are present. They are life. So pause. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, not how can I be perfect, but how can I be here? Not how can I be admired, but how can I be real? Not what should I fix, but what can I accept? This shift will change everything. Let others chase perfection. Let them run. You just sit quietly. Feel your own presence. Listen to your breath. Watch the sky. You'll see there's no need to be more. You are already enough. Being fully alive in this moment is more powerful than 1,000 plans for tomorrow. Be present. That is the way to stop wasting your happy life. Joy without noise, finding peace beyond distraction. Let me tell you a little story. There was once a man who lived in the middle of a busy town. He had everything: money, family, friends, a job that paid well. Yet, inside he felt empty. So he bought a new phone, then a bigger TV, then followed hundreds of people online, but still, there was a silence inside that he couldn't fill. Every morning, he'd wake up, and the first thing he did was reach for his phone. He'd scroll through other people's lives, watch noisy videos, laugh at jokes, read comment from strangers. At night, he'd fall asleep with headphones in his ears, as if silence scared him. The noise was always there, outside, and even more inside. One day, when everything felt too loud and heavy, he walked to a small temple nearby. It was quiet. The monk sitting there didn't speak. He just looked at him gently. The man sat down, and after some time, the silence didn't feel scary anymore. It felt peaceful. This story is not just his. It is the story of many of us. We are living in a world of noise. Constant noise. Notifications, advertisements, opinions, gossip, arguments, endless thoughts. We are surrounded by sounds, but inside, we feel disconnected. We laugh at memes, but cry in private. We share stories online, but rarely listen to our own inner voice. We are plugged into everything, yet cut off from ourselves. But Buddhism teaches real joy is quiet. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand. It doesn't need to be posted, liked, or shared. True happiness feels like a still lake, not a flashing screen. You see, distraction is not just outside. The deeper distraction is the one inside our mind. The constant thinking, the overthinking, the remembering, the planning, the comparing, the worrying, the regretting, the noise that never stops, even when we're lying alone in bed. But the Buddha gave us a path, not to fight the noise, not to run from the world, but to see clearly through it. He said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This means you don't need a perfect world to be calm. You don't need silence around you to feel peaceful inside. What you need is awareness. When the mind is aware, even a noisy room can feel like a temple. So how do we begin? Very simply, start with the breath. One breath in, one breath out. Notice it. Feel it. Don't control it. Just be with it. Most people say, "I've tried this, it doesn't work." But here's the truth. They didn't stay with it. The breath is boring only when your mind is used to drama. Once you learn to settle into it, you will discover a silence deeper than sound. Next, reduce your noise. Not just the volume of your TV or phone. Reduce the need for noise. Ask yourself, do I really need to watch another video? Do I really need to argue over that post? Do I really need to reply right now? Create little spaces of silence in your day, not to escape life, but to return to it. When you walk, try walking without your phone. Feel your steps. Notice the trees. Listen to the birds. The world is speaking to you, but you're missing it because your ears are filled with something else. Try eating without watching anything. Taste the food. Chew slowly. The joy of a meal increases when you are present with it. Give yourself 5 minutes before sleep to just sit. Sit and breathe. Don't think too hard. Just notice. Let your days settle. Let your thoughts pass like clouds. You don't have to hold them. You just have to see them and let them go. Buddhism teaches us to observe, not react. The moment you become the observer, the noise loses its power over you. And this is very important. Don't be afraid of silence. We are taught to fear it. But silence is not emptiness. It is full of life. In silence, you meet your real self. You begin to see your thoughts clearly, your feelings fully. That's where healing begins. You don't have to go to a forest. You don't need to become a monk. You just need to make room for stillness every single day. In small ways. In your room. In your heart. Let me share a small practice with you. When you feel overwhelmed, stop. Sit down. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? Don't judge the answer. Just notice. Say quietly, it's okay. Then breathe again. Feel your body. Come back to this moment. It's that simple. This practice doesn't remove your problems, but it gives you strength to face them without being broken. That is real joy. Now, some people may say, isn't this selfish? To disconnect from the world and go silent. But silence is not escape. It is returning to yourself so you can live better in the world. When your mind is quiet, your heart becomes more kind. You don't react harshly. You don't speak in anger. You don't feel jealous seeing others happy, because you found something more precious inside you. This is what Buddhism reminds us. Joy is not outside, not in money, not in things, not even in people. It is in right attention. When you give your attention to the present moment, joy rises naturally. No noise needed. So many people are chasing joy with noise. Loud music, flashing screens, non-stop talking. But joy is shy. It shows up when things slow down, when you stop trying too hard, when you breathe, when you just be. If you truly want to stop wasting your happy life, then learn to protect your peace. It is the most valuable treasure you have. Guard it. Nourish it. Don't trade it for distractions. In the end, remember this. You don't need more to be happy. You need less. Less noise, less thinking, less comparison. And in that less, you will find more than you ever imagined. More peace, more clarity, more love, more joy. Not the kind of joy that shouts, but the kind that smiles quietly inside you. The kind that stays even when the world around you is loud. That is the joy without noise. Let that be your gift to yourself today. The Zen Master smiled gently and then closed his eyes. He said nothing more, because in truth, nothing more was needed. Cultivating inner wealth, what truly makes life happy. My dear one, come closer. Let me tell you a secret that people often forget in this noisy world. Real happiness does not live in gold, fame, or things you can touch. It lives in your heart. It lives in your mind when it becomes quiet, when it becomes kind, and when it becomes free. We live in a world where people are taught to collect. Collect money, collect things, collect attention, collect likes on a screen. But let me ask you this. Can you collect enough to fill the hole inside an unhappy mind? No matter how much you gather, if your heart is restless, it will still feel empty. So today, I want to speak to you about inner wealth. This is the kind of treasure no thief can steal, no market can sell, and no storm can wash away. It is the only wealth that truly belongs to you, and it is the only one that grows when you share it. A peaceful mind is inner wealth. A kind heart is inner wealth. Wisdom, patience, compassion, gratitude. These are not small things. These are your real jewels. You may not see them in your hands, but others feel them in your presence. When you walk into a room with calmness, you bring a gift to everyone there. When you speak without anger, you change the energy around you. When you forgive, you grow bigger than your pain. All of this is inner wealth. Now let's slow down together. Breathe in slowly, and breathe out gently. Notice how your body begins to soften. Notice how the mind stops chasing and starts arriving. In this quiet space, we begin to touch something sacred, something we were born with but often forget. This is where your real happiness lies. A man once came to the Buddha and asked, "Master, I want to be happy. What should I do?" The Buddha replied, "First, remove the I, that is ego. Then remove the want, that is desire. What remains is happy." Simple words, but deep truth. Ego and desire are the biggest robbers of inner peace. And peace, my dear one, is the root of happiness. You don't need to be perfect to be rich in spirit. You don't need to win every argument or be liked by everyone. You just need to understand yourself deeply. You need to know what brings your heart stillness and follow that path. That is enough. That is more than enough. Have you noticed how peaceful people are never loud? They don't show off. They don't prove anything. Their happiness is not outside. It's like a gentle river flowing inside them. Steady, quiet, pure. This is what Buddhist masters call santuthi, the deep satisfaction that comes from contentment. Many people think that to be happy, they must have everything. But true joy comes when you realize you already have enough. You just need to look differently. A warm meal, a kind friend, a moment of silence in the early morning. These are not small blessings. These are the true wealth of a simple heart. Let me give you an example. Imagine two people sitting under a tree. One has a brand new phone, a bank account full of money, and is constantly scrolling, chasing something new. The other has only a notebook and a pen. But he is smiling, noticing the breeze, writing his thoughts, feeling peace. Who is truly wealthy? Wealth is not what fills your pockets. It's what fills your moments with presence. It's what makes you feel alive without needing more. You could own a palace and still feel lonely, or you could live in a small hut and feel like the richest soul in the world. You must train your mind to see the richness of now. That's the teaching of Buddhism. Look closely at your life, not with judgment, but with gentle awareness. Ask yourself, where do I feel most alive? Where do I feel peace? Then protect those moments. Water them. They are seeds of your real wealth. There's a story from the Zen tradition. A monk lived in a small village. He owned nothing but a bowl and a robe. One night, a thief came into his hut. The monk said, "I have nothing to give you, but take my robe. It's cold outside." The thief was confused but took it and left. The monk then sat quietly, looking at the moon, and said, "Poor man, I wish I could give him this beautiful moon. That, my friend, is inner wealth. To have nothing and still have everything. If you ever feel poor, ask yourself, what are you measuring? Your bank balance or your joy? Your followers or your freedom? Your schedule or your stillness?" Most of what people chase doesn't lead to peace. That's why, even after achieving it, they feel empty again. Now you may ask, how do I grow this inner wealth? Start small. Wake up with gratitude. Say thank you for the breath in your lungs, the people who care about you, and the chance to try again. Speak kindly to others and to yourself. Every kind word you speak is a coin in the bank of your soul. Spend time in silence each day, not to escape but to return to yourself. The more you know your own mind, the less the outside world can shake you. Meditation is not about becoming special. It is about remembering what you already are, whole, peaceful, awake. And forgive. Yes, forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. Carrying anger is like holding fire in your hands. It burns you first. Release it. Let go. You deserve peace more than you deserve revenge. Also help someone, even in small ways. A smile, a door held open, a meal shared. When you give, your heart opens. And an open heart is the richest thing in the world. Now listen closely. All the outer wealth in the world is temporary. You may have it today and lose it tomorrow. But your inner wealth, your kindness, your patience, your deep understanding, no one could take that from you. Not even time. So don't waste your happy life by chasing what is already fading. Turn inward. Find your treasure within. As the Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Let today be the day you choose to value what truly matters. Not the noise of the world, but the stillness in your heart. Not what you wear, but how you think. Not what you own, but how deeply you love. That is inner wealth. That is the real key to a happy life. You already have it. Now let it grow. When you walk with this wisdom, you don't walk alone. The path of inner wealth is silent, but not empty. It is full of light. And the more you walk it, the lighter you become. So, keep walking, dear one. Not for more, but for less. Less noise, less rush, less fear. And in that less, you'll find everything. You'll find peace. You'll find joy. You'll find you. Returning to the present. A farewell gift from Buddhist wisdom. Sit down gently, my friend. Let your breath settle. You come a long way, not just through this series, but through the silent journey within yourself. You've listened. You've reflected. You've paused in a world that rarely pauses. And now we are here, at the end, which is also a beginning. Let me share something quietly with you. The happiest life is not the loudest one. It's not full of achievements, followers, or applause. It's not the life that looks perfect from the outside. It's the life that is lived fully, right here in this moment. And yet, this is the one moment we keep ignoring. Look back for a moment, not to regret, but to notice. How many happy days have passed while your mind was somewhere else? How many mornings came, birds sang, the sunlight kissed your face, and yet you didn't notice because you were already thinking about problems that may never come. You're not alone. We all do it. We get pulled into thoughts, plans, past wounds, future dreams. But the present moment, the only place where peace and happiness live, is forgotten like an old photograph in a dusty drawer. But you have started to remember. That's why you're still here. That's why your heart listens when silence speaks. Buddhism teaches that all suffering begins when we leave the present. It doesn't matter whether you go forward or backward. Pain hides in both directions. But peace lives only here. Right here. Let me tell you something very simple. You don't need to chase peace. You don't need to earn happiness. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. The seed of joy is already planted inside you. And each time you return to the now, even for a few seconds, that seed grows quietly. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in slowly. This breath is your true home. This body, just as it is your temple. This ordinary moment, it's a miracle. Do you see? You're alive. And this is enough. People waste their happy lives waiting for a special moment. But there is no bigger moment than now. The cup of tea you drink slowly, the smile you give someone, the walk without your phone, the silence of early morning, these are not small things. These are life itself. But what about pain? Yes, there will be sorrow. Buddhism doesn't deny suffering. It teaches us to face it gently, to bow to it, to breathe through it. But even pain, when held with awareness, becomes softer. When we stop running from our emotions and begin to watch them with kindness, they change shape. They no longer control us. They simply pass through. We don't have to be strong all the time. We don't have to be perfect. You can cry and still be wise. You can rest and still grow. You can let go and still move forward. That is what real living looks like. Not a straight road, but a path that bends with the wind. Now look around your life. There may still be problems. There may be people who don't understand you. But the real question is, do you understand you? Because once you begin to listen to yourself with compassion, the world outside becomes softer too. Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. These are not just words from monks on mountains. These are for you, here and now. When you eat, eat. When you walk, walk. When you speak, speak with love. When you listen, listen fully. This is the way to a happy life, one mindful step at a time. And you don't have to do it all at once. Just begin where you are. Right now, take one conscious breath. That's enough. That's a sacred act. The mind will wander again. That's okay. Just bring it back gently, like a mother bringing back her child. You're not late. You're not behind. You're not broken. You are blooming slowly in your own time. So what now? Now, go and live. Not the noisy life others expect from you, but the quiet, joyful life that your heart whispers for. Spend less time comparing and more time connecting. Less time chasing and more time breathing. Find joy in folding your clothes, in watching the sky, in being still. This is not boring. This is awakening. And remember, the small things you do with great presence create the biggest peace. Don't waste your happy life, my friend. You only get this one breath, this one heart, this one moment. Don't spend it worrying what others think. Don't bury it under pressure. Use it. Live it. Taste it. Let your life become a soft smile to the world. Before we end, let me remind you, you are enough. Just as you are. Now, if this journey has helped you even a little, please support our small but growing family. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. If you felt touched by this series, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven. We put our heart into this, not for fame, but to reach those who are quietly suffering in silence. Maybe someone you know needs this wisdom too. This is the end of the series, but the beginning of a more present, more peaceful, more joyful you. Keep coming back to the now. Keep walking gently. And remember, the happiest life is not the one with the most things, but the one that is truly lived. Farewell for now, but not forever. Walk in peace.